What is up, Keiko, friends, and family? Today is going to be a video about Frankenstein. It's been a long time since I made a video of anything of the sort. I just don't have time. Or I do have time, I just don't really have time to think about editing and posting and stuff like that. I can make a quick video like I'm doing right now, and I'm just going to post it the way it is. So this is on my on Frankenstein the Notorious, and I've put videos up about this thing that I just don't know what it is. Is it the V2, V3, V4, V5 of the Outcast slash Notorious? Blah blah blah. I'm not sure, and I checked the Aarma's website. I don't think they're selling the Outcast slash Notorious 6S anymore. Kind of weird. I think it's all Creighton stuff now, so I don't know. I don't know if they discontinued it or not. So that makes this even more valuable because it is just a Frankenstein of all the different parts. So I'm gonna flip you around. Now I have done videos on this already, like I said, leaky shocks, yes, and my setup, what I currently have here, as far as my Castle 1515 and the Mamba Monster X 6S setup. It's working great with the pinning I have in there. I totally forgot what I have in there, but I did downsize it slightly because it was overheating. And these fans, yes, Power Hobby, these fans do work great. Will I upgrade to a bigger can in the future? I don't know. It seems to be running great, and I'm not getting overheating issues. So we'll see. Possibly. I possibly might, but then I won't have a use for this motor. So I don't know. We'll see. But to the main attraction here. And the reason why I'm really making this video, this updated video, and yes, my workbench is always a mess because, again, I just don't have time to do RC stuff and clean up in my garage. We always have so many activities going on. Right now, baseball and football are completely consuming our lives, and we can't even get those guys in mixed in the weekend right now, so it's really tough. But you're never going to get these years back with your kids at this younger age. So, especially with sports, and I am coaching. So, coaching Little League, dude. You guys, for you dads that out there understand what I'm talking about, and you're watching this video and you're like, hey, I'm gonna just check out a couple of videos because I'm gonna try to squeeze a little time in with my boys doing RC car stuff. You know what I'm talking about? It consumes you, literally. Okay, back to the video. So I'm pointing at. Let me get my light on. Okay, I don't know if that made it better or worse, but you can kind of see. I'm gonna turn the light off. I think it's better with the light off. So you could see the stress fractures right there, and I believe that might be the only spot on it, but that is a weak point right here on Basherqueen's shock tower. It's the same thickness, same amount of layers of carbon fiber throughout the whole design here, which is similar to the design of your stock EXB ones, right? Because the EXB ones are thicker than the BLX ones. So it's the same thickness and everything, which I really think, well, I don't know. I don't have the calipers on me. I'm assuming they're very, very similar in thickness. But I was chit-chatting back and forth with her because, as you can see, I have completely obliterated another one of hers right here. Now, they do come with a warranty. Mind you, you have to pay another something. I forget how much money, and then shipping. It's not just like, hey, can you send me another one? But she has a small time side business thing going on here with Basherqueen. So, yeah, it is what it is. But, there are several layers in here, and this thing is pretty beefy. And I did make a video on this, and it's not really. And, I'm not going to go back through my videos and see if I actually posted it, because I did make a video, and I don't know if I actually posted it or not. But it actually is almost as heavy as the aluminum counterpart, so I'm not sure there was a total benefit to this, but everyone knows carbon fiber is essentially lighter, and you can go thinner and have it be actually stronger. But in this application, And mind you, yes, I did land on the rear side here, just slightly. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but I want to say it was more of the wing that I hit. And the wing pushed with this lateral force, right? And this is what's given up right here. That is the weak point. Now, if you look at a lot of other companies, you're going to go Just Bash It or M2C. M2C being the main one. I'm going to give a shout out to them anyway because I don't know if you can see that down there, but this is M2C. It's down there. It is down there. I have their chassis. You can see the M2C right there. And this is for Outcast 6S and V5. You can kind of see it down there. Probably not. And these cameras like to... Oh, right there. Boom. V5. So, like I said, Frankenstein. He's just a goulash of different parts. You can see unmatching screws here, blah, blah, blah. But on M2Cs and Just Bash It, they really address this area right here, and they kind of beef up. Like right here, it tapers. Now, with carbon fiber, because you're doing layers of carbon fiber, you do like a resin mix and then you vacuum it out and blah, 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 and all that stuff. And there's a whole process to it. I'm not sure of the exact process, but that is the gist of the process. And then they seal up their layers together. Now, if you do not do this process correctly, like they did on the F-22 Raptor, which is the U.S.'s fighter jet 2. Basically, it was supposed to take over the F-18 Super Hornet, and Super Hornet. The regular 18 Legacies, they're pretty much gone, and all we have is the Super Hornets left. And the 22 was supposed to be the answer to that. Well, it was a big flop, and it's a stealth fighter jet, and they were using a lot of this carbon fiber type of technology for their wings and whatnot. Now, imagine if you have sheets and sheets in this, but on a massive scale on a fighter jet, and you mess up and you get one tiny little bubble in there, that compromises the whole integrity of that wing. So, if these are not to a standard, and I don't know what standard Basherqueen is using, but if they're not up to that very, very high standard of quality like that, you can have minor imperfections in any of your layers, and you can end up with stuff like this. Now, I'm not saying this is what happened with her situation here. I think this is just a design flaw here. I think this could have been beefed up maybe a little bit more right here. You can still accommodate your wing, right? Still get your wing in there, but maybe gusset these corners a little bit more. Yeah, maybe just make the whole thing thicker, I'm thinking. Or just don't use carbon fiber. And so I was chit-chatting with her back and forth, and not to talk like a whole bunch of trash about her, but I mean, come on now. Like, she tells me this is for the pro. Her carbon fiber products are for the pro people that know how to maneuver or handle these vehicles with precision. What's precision about Aarma in general? They're definitely not a car to race with. I have many friends that race in a lot of these clay tracks and indoor tracks, and none of them are racing Aarma, Outcast, or Notorious. So this truck was meant to be a stunt truck, straight from the manufacturer. It's meant to be a basher. It's not meant to be a precision vehicle. Otherwise, there'd be a lot more adjustments on your shock towers and stuff like that. The thing wouldn't weigh 30,000 pounds, and a whole lot more to the vehicle would be just more precision, and they wouldn't cost. A BLX wouldn't cost, $600 or whatever these things cost now. Some of these really high-end race cars that you see in some of these circuits, I mean, you're spending thousands of dollars. So, like I said, not to talk a whole bunch of crap about her, but this is not a precision type of environment we're talking about, and not a precision vehicle at all. And I've been doing this hobby for a long time, and you guys look at some of my older videos when I was trying to convert some of my HPI Savages to electric. And you know, to me, still to this day, one of the best bashing trucks out there. I mean, you cannot break these things. I mean, you can, but what I'm saying is they're very hard to break. That TVP design, twin vertical plate design, is to me just superior to any other design out there right now or ever. It just holds up a lot better. It's kind of got that bridge type of design, and it's really, really, really robust. I mean, you can slam into a wall with this thing, and I have, especially the upgraded ones that come. These are 5mm TVPs. But anyway, I'm getting off track. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, Basherqueen told me to go with like M2C or something like that, and I'm like, okay, I was gonna go that route anyway, but I just thought I would give these things a shot because it seemed logical, like carbon fiber, lighter, strong as steel kind of thing, but with the, just a lighter weight. I don't know. Yeah, I would stay away from anything carbon fiber when it comes to when you're gonna, it's gonna take some force and take some load. So front might be okay, only because you're not really landing on this portion too much, and if you do, it's all right. The rear, you're gonna be doing a lot of wing slap and stuff like that if you're not adjusting correctly in the air. And like I said, I'm not a pro basher, but I do know how to maneuver these things in the air. And you don't land on your wheels all the time. I don't care if you do this every single day of your life and you bash all day long. You get paid to bash. You're not landing on your wheels every single time. Things do happen. And if you say, "Oh, I land on my wheels all the time," blah, 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 well, then that means you've never broken a vehicle. You never will break a vehicle, and more power to you. But that person doesn't exist. So life happens, things happen. So my suggestion is to go M2C. I did call him today, and I spoke with, I think, Mitch, and I was asking him about my shocks. And I'm gonna go over these shocks just a little bit. I purchased these shocks on eBay. Yes, I have Techno Springs on here right now. They suck. So I'm gonna end up going back to my stock springs. And probably stock weight oil, but I'm gonna get M2C shock caps, and it becomes like an emulsion shock, so your rebound is not gonna be springing out like crazy like it does now, so you won't get that bouncing effect thing going on. But there is a slight difference, and it's the threads for the shock cap. And I don't know if it's the threads all the way through, but it's the threads for the shock cap, and that's why on M2C's website they actually have two different part numbers. One for the V2, V3, and V4 shocks, and then the V5 shocks. And I believe I have the V5 shocks. It has everything to do with the thread diameter, and it's actually not the helical part right here, where the thread top of the thread comes down to the valley, but it's the valley on this side compared to the valley on this side, and it's just how they cut the threads. And it has nothing to do with the thread width, and being more coarse or less coarse or more fine thread or anything like that. It has to do with the thread diameter, and that meaning that the bottom of this valley to the bottom of this valley on its diameter right there is a slight difference. And you don't want to mix them up too much because M2C said you can strip one out or vice versa, whatever. I'll read a little bit more up into that, but I am going to order the V5s. I believe that V5s are going to work for me, and I'm going to order the whole piston kit. And Mitch says I'm going to be very happy. And I also asked him about the shock towers, and there is a difference in the shock towers. V2, V3, V4 on the rear have more adjustments. I don't know why, but they have 3 holes here on each side on the rear for the V2, V3, V4. V5 only has 2 holes. Now, I'm not really sure why. Like I said, I'm not racing these things. I don't need a crazy amount of adjustments. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to order the V5s, because I do have a V5 style rear on this already. So that's what I'm going to do. As you can see, I did crack off my rear bumper, but not really necessary when you have wheelie bar, wheelie wheels, whatever. Yes, I did snap this. I know everyone's probably looking at this and I hadn't mentioned this yet, but I'm going to ditch these GPM. I think these are GPM. I thought I was getting aluminum, guys. These are super heavy. These are stainless steel. They're stupid heavy. You can kind of hear that clunk. So I'm going to go with the EXP Stalkers. Should be totally fine. And yeah, that's it for my really short 16-minute video, 17-minute video. Anyway, I wanted to go over a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm glad you guys, if you watched this whole thing all the way through, more power to you. Appreciate it. For the ones that skipped around, I do that same thing too. I don't watch everyone's videos every single word for word, but I just wanted to outline a whole bunch of cool stuff on here. And I'll be addressing a lot of these issues here pretty soon. So, with that being said, I'm going to segue into this battery real fast, and then I will make a whole separate video on that. So, I have two of these HRBs. One of these right here, I had broken apart. As you can see, I broke the hard case open. And what's happening is, for some reason, on hard bashing and stuff like that on my 8S over there, I'm breaking these leads off. And it's like coming right off of the terminal to the battery right here that barely pokes out. So I'm going to go ahead and try to do a quick little solder job on that. So that's another video. I have two batteries that are charged up over there. And these two right here are iffy. I don't know if they're going to work. But I do have now two bad batteries from HRB. So buyer beware of this hard case style. It does tend to rip these leads out. I don't know why. So I had a cell. There's a cell issue with this one, and I believe it's the lead coming out because I lost complete power the other day when I was trying to drive my 8S. And I'm assuming, because it has the same characteristics as this one, I'm assuming it's the same deal. And so I went ahead and ordered a different brand, and I will reveal that brand on my next video. So till the next one, guys, thanks for listening to me rant. If you have any questions, like I said, I'm not bashing Basherqueen. I just didn't agree with what she said. Okay. And we'll leave it at that. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Later.